Have you ever felt an unexplainable shift in your life, like the universe is quietly rearranging itself, pulling you towards someone you haven't even met yet? A strange sense of déjà vu, dreams that linger, or sudden moments of clarity that whisper, "They're coming?" According to Carl Jung, these aren't just coincidences. They're clues from the deepest layers of your psyche, preparing you for a love that feels written in the stars. Carl Jung, the legendary psychologist, believed that love at its highest level is more than chance. It's a meeting of souls orchestrated by the unconscious mind. Through his work on synchronicity, he revealed how meaningful coincidences guide us toward fateful connections. His concepts of the anima and animus, the hidden feminine and masculine energies within us, explain why some people feel instantly familiar, as if you've known them forever. And the collective unconscious suggests that soulmates share an invisible blueprint, a bond that transcends time. But how do you know when you're on the verge of meeting yours? Jung's wisdom points to subtle but powerful signs, shifts in your dreams, your energy, even your body's intuition. These aren't just romantic ideas. They're psychological patterns observed across cultures and centuries. In this video, we'll explore the 7 unmistakable signs, backed by Jung's research, that your soulmate is near. If you've noticed any of these, pay attention. Something extraordinary may be about to unfold. Sign 1. Synchronicities increase. You start noticing them everywhere. The same numbers appearing on clocks, receipts, or license plates, as if the universe is tapping you on the shoulder. A song comes on the radio at the exact moment you're thinking of a certain person, or you bump into a stranger who says something eerily relevant to your life. These aren't just random accidents. Carl Jung called them synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that defy logical explanation but carry a deep, almost mystical significance. According to Jung, synchronicities are the language of the unconscious, a way for the cosmos to communicate that you're on the right path, especially when it comes to love. When these seemingly chance occurrences multiply, it's often a sign that something, or someone, significant is drawing nearer. Jung believed synchronicities reveal the hidden connections between our inner world and outer reality. He described them as acausal parallel events, moments where the boundary between mind and matter blurs. For example, you might dream of a person you've never met, only to encounter them days later in an unexpected place. Or you keep hearing a specific phrase, maybe even a name, repeated in unrelated conversations, as if the universe is rehearsing an introduction. These aren't mere quirks of perception. Jung saw them as evidence of a deeper order at work, a kind of cosmic choreography guiding you toward the people and experiences that align with your soul's journey. When it comes to soulmates, synchronicities often act as breadcrumbs, leading you closer to a connection that feels destined. One of the most common synchronicities people report before meeting their soulmate is the sensation of recognition, a strange, magnetic pull towards someone they've just met, as if they've known them before. Jung would argue this isn't just chemistry, it's the anima or animus, the unconscious feminine or masculine aspects of ourselves, resonating with its counterpart in another. You might also notice patterns in dates, like seeing your birthday or a significant number sequence everywhere, suggesting that time itself is bending to bring you together. Even nature can play a role. Repeated encounters with a particular animal, like butterflies or birds, that carry symbolic meaning in your life. The key is to pay attention without forcing meaning. Synchronicities lose their magic when hunted, they're meant to be witnessed. If you're experiencing a sudden surge of these inexplicable signs, take it as a gentle nudge from the universe. Your paths may be converging sooner than you think. The more you trust these whispers, the more they'll guide you, not just to a person, but to the version of yourself ready to receive them. Sign 2. You feel a deep inner transformation. There comes a pivotal moment, sometimes subtle, sometimes seismic, when you realize you're no longer the person you once were. Old fears that once held you captive begin to loosen their grip. Patterns of self-sabotage in relationships start making painful sense. You might find yourself drawn to solitude, not out of loneliness, but from a quiet need to confront what Jung called your shadow, the hidden parts of yourself you've ignored or rejected. This isn't casual self-improvement, it's soul-level alchemy. When you're on the verge of meeting your soulmate, this inner transformation often accelerates, as if your psyche knows you're preparing for a love that will reflect your truest self back to you. Jung's concept of individuation, the process of integrating all aspects of your psyche, becomes especially relevant here. He believed we attract relationships that mirror our level of self-awareness. If you're suddenly facing buried traumas, questioning long-held beliefs, or feeling an urgent pull to resolve unfinished emotional business, it's likely not a coincidence. This inner work is the universe's way of ensuring you don't meet your soulmate too soon, before you're ready to recognize them, and more importantly, before you're capable of keeping them. A soulmate connection thrives when both individuals have done the work to become whole on their own, because only then can two complete souls create something greater than the sum of their parts. You might notice this transformation manifest in unexpected ways: old resentments losing their charge, a newfound compassion for past versions of yourself, or even vivid dreams where you're reconciling with people from your past. These are signs your psyche is clearing space. There's a profound truth in the saying, your soulmate mirrors your growth. They will inevitably reflect back to you both your light and the edges still needing tenderness. The love that feels like destiny isn't just about chemistry, it's about readiness. When you stop repeating the same emotional patterns and start responding to life with hard-won wisdom, that's when the universe often reveals why the wait was necessary. The depth of your inner work determines the depth of the love you're able to receive. This phase can feel unsettling, like walking through a dark tunnel without knowing when the light will appear. But trust this, the very changes that make you feel unmoored are the ones aligning you with a love that won't ask you to shrink. Your soulmate won't complete you, they'll recognize the completeness you've fought to claim. And that recognition? It's the kind of magic that happens when two people arrive at the same emotional doorstep at the same cosmic time, not by accident, but because they've each done the work to find their way there. Sign 3. Vivid dreams or archetypal symbols. There's a reason why dreams have been revered across cultures as portals to deeper truths. They speak the language of the soul. When you're on the cusp of meeting your soulmate, your dreams often become more vivid, more symbolically charged. You might dream of weddings, even if you've never considered marriage, or encounter imagery of twins, mirrors, or sacred geometry, all archetypes of union and wholeness in Jungian psychology. These aren't just random figments of your imagination, they're messages from your unconscious, preparing you for a connection that transcends the ordinary. Jung believed that the anima, the inner feminine in men, and animus, the inner masculine in women, frequently appear in dreams as guides or mysterious figures when we're approaching a significant soul connection. You might dream of a captivating stranger who feels impossibly familiar, or a historical or mythical figure who embodies qualities you're unconsciously seeking in a partner. These dream encounters are more than fantasy, they're glimpses of the energies you're being called to recognize and integrate, both within yourself and in another. The anima or animus acts as a bridge between your conscious mind and the deeper, often hidden, aspects of your psyche that yearn for completion. Pay close attention to recurring symbols or scenarios in your dreams. Perhaps you keep finding yourself in the same unfamiliar house, representing unexplored parts of your inner world, or you're repeatedly crossing bridges or thresholds, classic symbols of transition and new beginnings. Water, especially in the form of clear lakes or flowing rivers, often appears before a soulmate meeting, symbolizing emotional depth and the unconscious coming to the surface. Even if the dreams themselves feel fragmented or surreal upon waking, sit with them. Jung taught us that the unconscious speaks in metaphors, not facts. The more you honor these nocturnal messages, the more they'll reveal about the love that's stirring in your life, both within and beyond your dreams. This is the universe's way of rehearsing your meeting in the realm of symbols before it unfolds in reality. When your dreams become a canvas of union, it's a sign that your soul is already in dialogue with the one it recognizes, long before your waking self catches up. Sign 4. A strong sense of destiny. There are moments in life when logic fails to explain the quiet certainty humming in your bones. A feeling that something or someone of immense significance is waiting just beyond the horizon. You might catch yourself staring at strangers in crowded places, not out of curiosity, but from an unshakable sense that you're meant to find someone. Time seems to bend around this anticipation, making days feel simultaneously slow and fleeting. This isn't mere wishful thinking. It's what Jung would call the collective unconscious stirring within you, the part of the psyche that connects all of humanity through shared archetypes and primordial memories. When this feeling arises, it's often because your soul recognizes a connection that exists beyond the constraints of your current timeline. Jung proposed that soulmates share an invisible blueprint in the collective unconscious, a kind of psychic resonance that transcends individual experience. This explains why, when you're close to meeting them, you might experience overwhelming déjà vu, as if you're walking a path you've traveled before. Some people report vivid flashes of memories that don't belong to their current life, a whisper of a shared past, or a familiar touch they've never actually felt. These echoes aren't coincidental, they're glimpses of a bond that exists outside of linear time. The collective unconscious doesn't recognize beginnings or endings, only the eternal patterns of connection and reunion. This sense of destiny often manifests in subtle but undeniable ways. You might feel inexplicably drawn to a particular city, book, or piece of art, only to later discover it holds significance for your soulmate. Or you experience a sudden, irrational conviction, despite having no evidence, that your life is about to change course. Jung would argue these are not fantasies, but knowings emerging from the deeper layers of your psyche. The key is to trust this pull without forcing its fulfillment. Destiny unfolds at the intersection of preparation and surrender. When the weight of when or how feels lighter than the certainty of soon, you're likely sensing the approach of a love written in the oldest parts of your soul. Sign 5. You're unusually at peace alone. There comes a quiet revolution in the heart. A day arrives when you notice the absence of that familiar ache, the one that used to whisper, "You need someone to complete you." Where there was once restless searching, there's now a profound contentment in your own company. This shift isn't about giving up on love, it's the exact opposite. Jung would recognize this as the moment when your relationship with yourself becomes whole, what he called the alchemical marriage, where the masculine and feminine energies within you achieve harmony. This inner union is the true prerequisite for outer love, because soulmates are drawn to those who no longer need them, but choose them from a place of abundance. This peace isn't indifference, it's a sacred kind of self-possession. You might catch yourself declining invitations not out of fear, but from genuine preference for solitude. Old dating patterns lose their grip. You stop molding yourself to fit others' expectations. In Jungian terms, you've stopped projecting your unmet needs onto potential partners, which creates space for someone who complements rather than completes you. The alchemists symbolized this transformation as the union of sun and moon within a single vessel, a metaphor for the psyche integrating all its parts. When this balance is struck within, it magnetically attracts its mirror in the physical world. Paradoxically, this is when love often appears. Not because you've stopped wanting connection, but because you've become the kind of person capable of sustaining a healthy one. Your peace becomes a beacon. It signals to the universe, and to potential partners, that you're no longer operating from lack, but from wholeness. Soulmates recognize this quality in each other. It's why their coming together feels less like two halves joining and more like two entire worlds choosing to orbit in harmony. The alchemical marriage within always precedes the sacred union without, and your newfound comfort in solitude is the surest sign that you're ready for both. Sign 6. Strange physical sensations. Your body has always been wiser than your conscious mind, a truth Carl Jung understood when he explored psychoid reality, the mysterious realm where psychological and physical experiences converge. As you approach a soulmate encounter, you may notice inexplicable bodily signals. Sudden warmth flooding your chest when thinking of love, unexplained heart palpitations at random moments, or chills cascading down your spine when a certain name is spoken. These aren't mere physiological quirks. They're your somatic intelligence sounding an alarm, or rather, a welcome, to a connection your logical mind hasn't yet processed. Jung's concept of the psychoid dimension explains why these sensations often precede rational understanding. In this liminal space, emotions manifest as physical symptoms, and intuition bypasses thought entirely to communicate through the flesh. You might wake with a sense of being energetically touched, though no one is there, or feel an odd pressure around your crown, what mystics call the activation of the heart and crown chakras preparing for deep connection. Even digestive shifts or changes in sleep patterns can be part of this reorganization, as your entire biofield adjusts to the approaching resonance of a significant other. The most telling sensation is what many describe as recognition chills, those waves of goosebumps that accompany a profound truth or moment of destiny. When this happens in relation to love, it's your cellular memory responding to a soul contract about to be fulfilled. Your body remembers what your mind has forgotten, that some connections are written into our very biology. These physical symptoms are the ancient, wordless language of the soul speaking through nerves and sinew, a reminder that when it comes to true love, your flesh will always bear witness before your thoughts can catch up. This embodied knowing is why people often report feeling their soulmate's presence before meeting them, a scent caught in empty air, the impression of being watched when alone, or phantom touches on the skin. Jung would argue these experiences aren't hallucinations, but evidence of the psychoid bridge where two psyches already commune at levels beyond ordinary perception. When your body begins speaking this language of anticipation, pay attention. It's tracing the silhouette of a connection that will soon step into form. Sign 7. You meet a mirror. The moment of recognition is rarely dramatic. More often, it arrives as a quiet thunderclap in the chest. When you encounter your soulmate, there's an uncanny sense of meeting someone who somehow knows you, not just the carefully curated version you present to the world, but the raw, unfiltered essence beneath. This is no accident. According to Jung, soulmates serve as human mirrors, reflecting back both your brightest qualities and the shadow aspects you've hidden away. What you admire in them, their creativity, their strength, their vulnerability, are undiscovered or unclaimed parts of yourself waiting to be reclaimed. Jung's projection theory explains this phenomenon with startling clarity. We unconsciously project our inner world onto others, especially in matters of love. The qualities that draw you to someone, whether positive or challenging, are often signals of what lives within your own psyche, either fully expressed or suppressed. If their confidence mesmerizes you, it's likely your own untapped power calling for recognition. If their emotional guardedness frustrates you, it may reflect walls you've built around your own heart. This mirroring isn't about perfection, it's about evolution. A true soulmate doesn't just reflect who you are, but who you're becoming. This is why the connection feels so eerily familiar, as if you're reuniting rather than meeting for the first time. That déjà vu isn't just romantic fancy. It's the resonance of two souls who have agreed, on some level beyond time, to help each other grow. You'll notice synchronicities in your pasts, shared wounds that complement each other, and an unspoken understanding that bypasses the need for explanation. The mirroring can be uncomfortable at times, as all true growth is, but there's an underlying safety in being so fully seen. In each other's presence, you're given the rare gift of witnessing yourself through loving eyes, not as a half-seeking completion, but as a whole being ready to expand. When this mirror appears in your life, the universe isn't just sending you love, it's offering you the most powerful spiritual assignment of your life. The relationship becomes a sacred container where every joy illuminates your capacity for love, and every challenge reveals where you still need healing. This is the alchemy Jung described when he spoke of relationships as the crucible of transformation. The soulmate who mirrors you perfectly isn't there to stay forever. They're there to show you how to stay true to yourself forever. And that recognition, when it comes, feels less like falling in love and more like remembering something your soul has always known. As we've journeyed through these 7 signs, From synchronicities that bend reality to the mirror-like presence of someone who reflects your deepest self, you may have recognized moments in your own life where the universe was whispering or shouting that love was near. Carl Jung's wisdom reminds us that soulmates are not found by chance, but by resonance, the alignment of two souls who have done the work to recognize each other. Whether you felt the electric pull of psychoid sensations, the quiet peace of self-completion, or the uncanny familiarity of a mirrored connection, these are not mere coincidences. They are the breadcrumbs left by your unconscious, guiding you toward a love that transcends the ordinary. If even one of these signs feels alive in your life right now, stay open. Your soulmate might be closer than you think, perhaps already in your orbit, waiting for the perfect moment to step into the light. Love like this rarely arrives with fanfare. More often, it unfolds in the spaces between, in the quiet moments when you least expect it. But here's the secret: you're being prepared as much as you're preparing. Every synchronicity, every dream, every surge of intuition is the universe's way of ensuring you don't just meet, but recognize the love meant for you. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these signs resonated most deeply? Have you experienced any of them before a fateful encounter? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might be the confirmation someone else needs to keep believing. And if this exploration of Jungian wisdom sparked something in you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into psychology, symbolism, and the hidden patterns of the soul. The journey to love is also a journey to yourself, and both are worth every step. Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and above all, trust the timing of your life.